What up, my YouTube brothers and sisters? Poppy. And, sorry, I don't know Neptune's wife's name, but props to you two. Uh, got the females jumping in, pulling the trigger. Really liking that. That's what's up. This thing is getting huger and huger, if that's even a word. Every day. I think that's so awesome. This is a update on the MIP Driveshafts, part number 11104. The driveshafts that Jess 34753 utilizes in his JADO A-arm conversion. If you guys saw his video, I was able to get in touch with MIP and talk to one of the guys that, you know, designs these drive shafts. There's two versions of this drive shaft circulating for the same part number. The old style is the one that has the pin through the axles. That's the one that everybody's trying to get their hands on so they can utilize the 17mm hub adapters. The new style is these right here with the two flat surfaces. There's still some of the old style circulating on eBay. But what you want to be careful for is when you see a store that has that or is advertising that on eBay, make sure that the product matches the description. You're going to have to get in touch with the seller before you purchase it and make sure that it's the right ones. I bought mine off of there and end up getting the new version. But good news is, if you got the new version, what you're looking at right now is a 17mm hub adapter that MIP makes specific for that drive shaft. Now, I was able to install one. I just did one because, excuse me, I'm extremely tired. Just came in from a long day. Had an emergency at my job that I had to go in and take care of. So I put one on just so I can give you guys the information. Sorry for the shaky video. If you want to take a look, there's the whole shaft installed and the 17mm hex adapter. Like I said, it's the two flat sides, so it utilizes a set screw on both sides, as you can see. I must say I'm pleased with them. The only drawback that I have with them is that they don't come in colors. You know, my theme is orange. I have the orange hub adapters that I was utilizing in my setup, but it's okay. You know, this is for speed runs, and if I ever decide to shelf her, then I'll have, you know, the bling bling to put back on her, so it's all good. Like I said, that's my only setback. I like the fact that the nut that holds the wheel on screws onto the axle. I had it mounted earlier, and virtually no movement in the wheel. That's awesome. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. I think they're gonna work excellent in this application. And like I said, now that's the alternative that you have. You know, the guy from MIP told me they stopped making the old style because it had potential to break at the the axle had potential to break where you stick the pin through. That was an issue that they had. Now, I'm assuming that most of the problems came from people that bashed and stuff. That particular 17 millimeter setup was out for a while, so it was something that they did have. I guess most of us didn't, realize it because, how many people's doing speed runs with MIP. Another thing I wanted to show you, if you look, this is just, well, let me show you this first. I bought these drive shafts here to see if it would work in this application because of, not being able to find these MIPs. Well, they don't adjust. They don't adjust to the right length, so they're too short, basically. If you compare the MIP to the ones I just showed you, this is the bottom part of the axles. If you see that, look how much bigger the MIP is. Look how much more adjustability you got. So I'm assuming that's why I just ran with these in this setup. But like I said, there's your alternative. I don't know if you guys even want to find these now. Jess hasn't bust any of them, of the ones he had with the pins through, so I guess it depends on, what you're doing or what situation you got. But like I said, if you can't find them, there's your alternative. These are $26 for a set of 4. Also, something I like about these, if you look here, you see that slot for the pin? You see that there? So that you can use that on any drive shaft. Okay, you got your flat spot hose and you got your pin, so you can use that on any drive shaft. So I think that's an awesome thing that MIP did. If anybody has any questions, like I said, the part number for that is 10114, and I think the reason why the numbers are so close is because they're made specific for that drive shaft. It's a heavy duty drive shaft. One more thing. Well, actually, I got another thing too, but let me show you this real quick. If you look at my shocks, if you see that white spacer in there, it's just another trick. Another trick I learned from Jess on. When I have all my wheels on, I can push down on my chassis and it won't even touch. It won't even touch the ground. Just another stability trick. This guy's willing to give so much information. That's why I talk about him so much, because to me, that's what this is about. You know what I mean? It's about sharing. And like what I see on YouTube lately, man, there's just so many people so willing to share. That's just so amazing. I mean, it's amazing to me. It's amazing to know that there's still, just good people out there. So, I mean, like I said, that's why I talk about him so much. That's why he just opens my mind to ideas. It's just awesome. It's an awesome feeling. And to my boy Joe Robles, sorry I couldn't really get into talking to you earlier because of what was going on at my job. If you look on my caster block there, that's the spacers I was saying that I use. I get them in the shocks. Like there's them orange. That's another spacer that came with the shocks and the shock towers. I keep all that stuff because you never know when you can use them. Like for instance, I may still put a spacer back in here on my shock tower down there just to get some more clearance for my turnbuckles. And that's what it is. That's what you're doing. You're modifying your car. your RC. What works for you may not work for me, and vice versa. For instance, Jess used RPM shock tower. I tried that and couldn't use it. I was able to use mine. If you look here at this back shock tower here, if you see all them mounting holes, there's so many different holes that you can mount your shock. Same with my front shock towers, and that's why I was able to get my shocks to fit. I know some of you guys are having a hard time getting it to sit down in the mounting part on your A-arm for the shock. I know it's been hard because it was hard for me. I don't know, it could be shock choice. Like for instance, I turn my shock, if you look at my shocks in the front, I like to turn my the piggyback parts on the inside. And it was rubbing up against the shock tower. It's just little small, just little small changes that you have to make to make it suit what you're trying to do. Like I said, what works for me may not work for the next person. It's just playing around and getting stuff to fit. If anybody got any questions, like I said, I'll do my best to answer. But it's just more or less, just playing around with things here and there to get it to work. But so far so good. Hopefully, like I said, I should have this together real soon now. That was one of the things that was holding me up, was the drive shafts. I got everything else, so it's just a matter of getting her done. So hope I covered everything. If I didn't, if there's something that you saw or something you need to know about, hit me up and I got you. And the part number for that is, again, the 17mm MIP hex adapter is 10114. I got mine off of A Main Hobby. It was like 26 bucks. So hopefully that'll help everybody out. Comes in a set of 4. You can use them on any drive shaft, pin or flat. Like I said, if there's any questions, hit me up. Got you. And till we meet again, peace.